everyone, it's Azusa. Welcome back to my channel. So if you are a student or if you are studying for an exam, most of you guys have thought, why I cannot remember things, or oh my gosh, I remember this last week but I already forgot it. I have been studying most of my life. After graduating high school, I went to 6 years for dental school and 5 years for PhD and 2 years for postgraduate training to be a specialist in the dental field. And also I studied for Japanese and American dental licenses, so I feel like I'm studying like forever. And whenever I'm studying for those exams, I'm always thinking like how I can be smarter, or I wish I had a picture memory. But actually, even if we don't have picture memory, we can study more effectively. There is a science that shows how to retain long-term memory. So in today's video, let's see how we can get long-term retention for exams. If students are tested on material, they will remember it better in the future than if they have not been tested. This phenomenon called testing effect, and this is well known in cognitive psychology field. Here is a research published 2016 to enhance this testing effect. 120 university students were divided into two groups by the learning condition, restudy and test. And the delay of the final test, 5 minutes, 2 days, or 1 week, was manipulated between subjects. No differences were observed for the initial test in those two groups. However, the mean proportion of idea units recalled on the final test after the 3 retention intervals are shown in the figure. After 5 minutes, subjects who had studied the material twice recalled more than subjects who had studied once and taken the recall test. However, this pattern of result was reversed on the delayed test 2 days, and 1 week later. And this research also investigated the effect of repeated studying and repeated testing on retention. They compared 3 conditions. Subjects studied 4 times and took no test, studied it 3 times and took 1 test, or studied it once and took 3 tests, then took a final test, either 5 minutes or 1 week later. So study, like SSSS, study, test, SSST, study, test, STTT. And this research also showed that if you are tested more, that would lead long-term retention. So definitely while we are studying, we should test ourselves more. But also, active learning is considered significant to learn things. What is active learning? Active learning is an approach to instruct that involves engaging students with the course material through discussion, problem solving, case study, role plays, self-explanations, and stuff like that. Active learning promotes recall and deep understanding of the material as students are engaging with the contents rather than simply sitting in the classroom and listening it. So which is better to have long-term memory? So here is a research comparing the effects of test method and active learning, self-explanation on the long term. The self-explanation technique requires students generate explanation about why a particular piece of information is important and how it relates to their knowledge. 47 first-year medical students were randomly allocated testing with self-generated explanation. 6 months later, they took a recall test on the topics. The experiment showed both testing and self-explanations produce superior long-term retention. Compared to testing and self-explanation, testing had a much more significant effect on final test performance relative to self-explanation. So what we have to do? Testing ourselves with self-explanation, right? A large amount of evidence shows that sleep is essential for memory function. This is one of the facts many of us already know, and actually research has already shown that sleep strengthens neural connections that form memories. So when you are sleep deprived, then those neurons cannot work properly, and that affects how you process information and your ability to remember things. But sometimes you have to spend a lot of time to study, and when you are in that situation, you cannot take enough time to sleep. What should we do? Here is another research we can check together. Sleep timing is more important than sleep length or quality for medical school performance. During the most intensive learning period of their lives, medical students are rarely able to maintain a regular sleep schedule. 31 third and fourth year medical school students participated in this research. This research showed sleep duration, sleep quality, study time, and age didn't correlate it with exam grades. But only one thing, sleep timing during the semester and during the weeks before the exam significantly influenced exam performance. Exams are graded with 1 being the highest and 5 being the lowest. This shows where the middle of the night is. So higher grades have a middle point in early time. This shows where the middle of the night is. So higher grades have the middle point in early time. That means students who went to bed early and woke up early did a better performance on the exam. This research didn't show what students were doing in early morning, but obviously we can wake up early and study instead of waking up until late night. Okay, so let me summarize what we found today. To have long-term memory retention, testing ourselves with self-explanation and go to bed early and studying in the morning. Alright, if you like this video, please click the subscribe button and I'll see you again. Bye!